All right, everybody, I think it's only fitting today to do a garden tour of all the blooms that are blooming right now and the existing ones that I have in my garden here in honor of Mother's Day. So I hope you enjoy it, and even if you're not a mother, I hope you will enjoy this as well. So let's go ahead and get started in this in the arbor garden area first. All right, here we go. Let's start off with the clematis. Look how beautiful this clematis is. It is making its way up there. Hopefully it's going to make its way around this woody thing that I have here that serves as a arbor. This is the HF young clematis. And look what it's also doing. It is using this Stella Ruby Magnolia as a support, and I love that. Apparently it prefers the Stella Ruby Magnolia instead of the the arbor right there, as you can see. So it's going over this one Stella Ruby Magnolia as well. And guys, look at all that clover. It is taking over the lawn. I always forget to show you what the center looks like. So it's white, and then on the underside it is white as well. So it's like a white stripe. Oops, I just pulled it out. I'm so sorry about that. And here's my palm of my hand, and look at how big this is. It's pretty huge. And then I still have some of the Stella Ruby Magnolia blooms still showing up, and they smell so good, like ripe bananas. So I still get to enjoy those, and I still can smell the nice fragrance right now. Here is another clematis. This is an unknown one, and I keep fixing the stake here, and we've been getting some really bad wind, and whenever that happens it always comes down, and I really need to do a good job with staking it. So this is an unknown one, and it is beautiful. It's in full sun here actually, and it's doing great. On the underside it is white and lavender. It is pretty windy today. We got a really bad storm yesterday, last night as well, and anyway, we got a lot of rain. And then if we move over to this side, this is the Chinzan azaleas. Look at how beautiful these are, and they were in another video, and as you can see, the blooms are still going strong, and we got some more blooms, and then even that small one is still getting a lot of blooms. All right, let's make our way to this part of the garden, the hillside garden area, and lots of weeds, you guys. Just ignore all of that. Look at all the beautiful irises. These are the Iris insata, which means they are water irises. And I'm so sorry for the background AC unit sound there. how beautiful they are, and I'm gonna have more coming up. From this angle, you can see so many of them will be coming up soon. Let's take a closer look. Alright everybody, I'm going to show you my ugly. So I am trying to suppress the spurge that I have underneath there. So that's why I have the cardboard right there. And so it's not very pretty, but I wanted you to see that as well. This is tick seed coreopsis. It hasn't been doing well in the past a couple years, but it looks like it's bouncing back this year. Usually coreopsis should do pretty well, but this one has not been doing good like the pure yellow one that I have. Regardless, it is so beautiful. Alright, if you go down this hill, Dianthus. This is new to me this year. I think it does better in a container, and it definitely does not fit in this part of the garden, because this part of the garden is more like I don't know, low maintenance or a little bit more on the natural side, and this Dianthus just seems to be a little bit more fancy for this area. I got another one right there, and this is the coreopsis that always does well for me here. This is another tick seed coreopsis. This is yellow. I'm continuing with my yellow theme over here in this hillside garden. It started off with just a small plant, and it exploded. So with this particular or with a lot of coreopsis, in particular this one, because I have experience with this one will take off really quickly. It used to be just one little stem, and look at how big it has gotten. Very big. And this one I just transplanted, or divided and transplanted one. It was something like this, like one little stem, or maybe two. And look at how beautiful this is right now. So just buy one, and then by one season you should be able to divide. This is English thyme, and it's a ground cover, and look at the blooms. I really didn't grow this for the blooms, just basically growing it as a ground cover, just to cover up the space here, to take over the space so I could prevent weeds. But I have grown to like the beautiful blooms, very delicate pinkish white blooms. All right, we're going down the steps now. Here is the other Dianthus that I put in. Again, not a good location for it, but I wanted to try. There's another one down there, in there somewhere, right there. And look at this beauty. This is, I hope I pronounce this correctly, Amara. This is the ruby. Anyway, it's the red Amaria. I think that's what it's called, Amaria. And I know the blooms don't look as attractive, but they're just they're just so fun looking. And I actually ended up loving it so much. So it's been going strong. This is the best one that I have out of the 3 that I bought. The other 2 were pinkish. They're called the lilac color. And I'm gonna have more blooms coming up. It's probably good for me to you know, prune off these spent blooms. But look at how pretty they are, even though they're a little bit older, and they hold on to their blooms for a very long time. These have been there since I planted them, so very pretty. Another angle of it, when it catches the light, or when the light catches it in the right angle, it is so pretty against the or with the sedum, the yellow sedum in the background right there. Let's make our way up here. More of the coreopsis here, the yellow ones. And I'm gonna go to the other side so it'll catch the light a lot better. All right, how is that? So pretty, right? Look at all that. All right, let's go down and look at our other ground cover. This is a type of sedum. And if we come to this side, look at all that. This is the gardenias that are original to the house, but I have transplanted them to here, and they have done so well. Even if I don't have or get the blooms, they serve as a nice evergreen hedge for me. Last year I didn't have many blooms, maybe one or two because of bad winter, and then I thought I wasn't going to get any blooms this year as well, but apparently I was wrong, because look at all the blooms, and the scent is amazing. Just like the Jubilation gardenias, these smell amazing. These might even smell a little bit stronger, has a stronger scent than the other one. And the difference between that and this one, as you can see, it is a single bloom only, but it's still so beautiful. Look at how big this plant has gotten. I would say a good 3.5 feet wide and 3.5 feet tall, with all the beautiful blooms. And I'm just gonna have more coming up. I'm gonna be paying attention to these to see if I lose or the blooms fade faster than the other ones, the Jubilation gardenias. There's another one right there. These are very drought tolerant. And here's the other one. So they're so beautiful. Now next to it, this is the Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia. And I am so surprised that I still have blooms, and these blooms are doing some strange acrobats. Look at that. It looks like the center has, I don't know, has spread out. So look at that. I don't even know what to call this. It's like a little funnel, like a funnel shape, like a glass or something, like a drinking glass or a funnel. It's so interesting. I don't know if it's because it's been so hot that it's doing that. I have no idea, but I just think it's so interesting. It's like these are like alien plants right now, like Dr. Seuss's plant. So pretty and interesting. And I just bought another one, and it's on the other side. You come down this way, another Gara right there. Come this way, that's white salvia. This is the other white salvia. And when this white salvia blooms, it keeps blooming. And if you cut the blooms back, you'll get more blooms. So these are so pretty. And just buy one plant and it will reseed itself. That's a reseeder. And I have some other ones around here too that I kept. This is the other Gara, white Gara. This will reseed as well. This is a a transplant, and these were the reseeders, and I just moved them. Some of them I kept here, some of them I moved to over here, kind of like design wise to make them look more interesting. So let's look at this Gaura. Everything just looks better with the right lighting, right? This is why they call this Gaura a butterfly, like a butterfly plant. Because, see that the blooms, they look like butterflies. All right, let's head over to the front garden. I wanted to show you the geraniums. So you can see I have blooms all over. And I just love it. It's like an old-fashioned flower or plant, geraniums. And I didn't always like geraniums because, I don't know, I just remember seeing them in like science labs all the time growing up, and that's why I really didn't like them that much until I tried it one year, a few years ago, and I just started loving them. And this is the other dianthus. I don't know what variety this was. It was just probably called Dianthus species. But anyway, this is the pink version. Looks like there's some speckles of whites. Beautiful. And we're gonna go there next to look at the Veronica. Look at how beautiful this Veronica is. It's pretty hardy. And it started off with, you know, a small clump, and it has gotten bigger. It was a transplant from a different location, the back garden, to here, and I think it really likes this spot, and I'm keeping it here. Here's my garlic. So everywhere I could put in garlic, I would do that. So that's a garlic, and when the light catches it in the right angle, it looks so beautiful. But even right now, it doesn't look too bad. Anyway, and it's underneath this Japanese maple. All right, so we're gonna make our way that way. All right, last but not least, my oak leaf hydrangeas. I believe this is called the Semmes native oak leaf hydrangea. I'll have to look it up and confirm it with you. Anyway, this is the best that it's ever looked. I think this is its third year. I think I bought this in 2020 or 2021, one of those years. And this is the best that it has looked. I transplanted these two a couple, maybe 2 or 3 times, and finally this is a perfect location for it. So far, it has not been eaten by the deer yet. And here's the other oak leaf hydrangea, this one, and this one is coming along. Anyway, that is it. Oh, just kidding, I forgot about these. So this is the Lithidora. It had a lot more blooms earlier, maybe a week or 2 ago, and it's only a few, well, less of them now. I've been having the hardest time growing this plant, but I keep trying every year because I love blue flowers. So I think I just need to pinch back is what I know it to be. So if you have grown this plant and you have been successful, please let me know what your secret is. I think it likes moist soil that's well draining, so this is a good spot for it, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. And next to it is the candy tuft. I think this is called snow cone candy tuft. This is my first season growing this too, so I'm not really familiar with it, but look how beautiful these are. I saw this on an Instagram post and I just fell in love with it, so I've been keeping an eye, or I had been keeping an eye on it. So finally I got one this season. So I think that is it. I think that's all the, well, no, actually I have one more, and we're gonna go that way. All right, last one, the hydrangeas. These are the mophead hydrangeas, part of the Endless Summer series, and I think these are called the Flushing Bride. I am not certain, but these two are part of the Endless Summer series, which are reblooming hydrangeas. They're not, for me, they have not been reblooming successfully. I get maybe the second flush of blooms looking this small and nothing else. And mophead hydrangeas that have the hydrangeas macrophylla do not do well in my zone 8A here, where we get a lot of rain, we get a lot of heat after that, and then we get a lot of humidity. So these hydrangeas are not the best for our environment here, because they start getting, when you have bad weather, like I just mentioned, you get leaf spots from fungal infections. You can see it's starting to happen right now already. And then they just look ugly after that. So I removed all of them except for these two, and the reason is because I totally forgot about these two, because they were so far away from all the other ones, which used to be down there. So these got saved, and I decided to just leave these here and see how they would do. So it's just a wait and see. If they still don't do well, if I'm not able to protect them from these fungal infections, or this fungal infection, I will just have to say goodbye to them. All right, I am pretty much back in my original spot. Thank you so much for watching this video. And again, I hope you enjoyed it, even if you're not a mother. And if you are, happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you so much for all the great things that you do for your child or your children. I hope they really appreciate it. And thank you so much again for watching this video. And until my next video, take care and bye for now.